Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 7. And let me just start it off by saying that this was one of Beverly Hills' best episodes so far in this season. I enjoyed it. Kyle has a lot of explaining to do, and Kyle, we will be addressing the hypocrisy, the double standards, and the lies. Also, Miss Mamas, your attitude on the after show is real nasty, and all this bass in your voice, I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch. But y'all, I was thoroughly entertained. I know that Beverly Hills has gotten off to a slow start, but this was their best episode so far. I was here for all of it. Make sure to come on into the chat, say hello, make sure to like the video up, make sure to like the video, y'all. And yeah, guys, I'm sick and tired of Kyle. Kyle told on herself, Miss Kyle girl, you were better off keeping that text to yourself because you showed that you've been lying this entire time. And for you to frame this like Dorit is trying to find something to be mad at you about, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're not going to play these games because if the tables were turned, you'd be irate. So let's not. But guys, without further ado, let's just get right on into it because you guys already know that we don't have a minute to spare. Baby. Now, wait, you know what? I do want to ask you guys a question and feel free to answer it throughout the live. But do we think that this is the beginning of Kyle's takedown? Because it's starting to feel like the writings are on the wall that this will be Kyle's last season. I'm going to predict right now, and I feel like my predictions usually come to pass, but I'm predicting that this will be Kyle's last season. I think that the heat that she's getting from her cast members, the viewers, we're all tired. We're sick and tired of her lies and her, her double standards. I do see Kyle quitting the show after this season because she's not somebody who can take ownership. And the way things are gearing up, the way it's stacking up, I do believe that this will be her last season. And if that's the case, won't he do it? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Honey, I fluffed up the hair extra for y'all. I had to tease you guys. All right. Now, I know that a lot of my subscribers, quite a few of y'all are in AKA. I know it's your Founders Day today. So happy Founders Day to y'all. I know the Deltas, it was your Founders Day yesterday. So happy Founders Day to the both of y'all. And I just want to say that I saw y'all in the chat saying, hey, Brooke, it's Founders Day. So I want to give you guys a shout out. But how's everybody doing? How are y'all feeling? Are you guys excited to get into all the things? Let me tell y'all, you guys are the best subscribers because you don't understand how much you guys make my day. The Potomac Live that we had on Monday, that just filled me up. I know a lot of y'all said the same thing, but I had such a great time. You guys make my days, okay? And I hope that I make yours, but y'all are just the best, and I can't wait to get into everything in just a few short minutes. But yeah, I predict that this will be Kyle's last season. You heard it here first, okay? Yes, Kyle's getting clocked at every turn. Yep. In the after show, Kyle revealed how vicious she can get. You know, Kyle is all bark and no bite. This little tough girl act, I'm tired of it. Kyle is manipulative. She's a hypocrite. The rules apply to everybody else except for her. She's always a victim. I'm sick of her trying to act like, oh, you don't want to mess with me. I'm so tired of it. I really am. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. How are y'all doing? The fabulous Brooke Ashley. Hi, thank you so much. I'm thinking of going to Kempire's show in New York. I love him, but I want to meet you. Oh my gosh, you should come. It's a great time. We spill some tea. We get to talk, have a key. I love meeting all of y'all. Kempire is such a professional. He gives you guys a great show. So if you are in New York, all my New York subscribers, I don't know, did I tell you guys I'm hosting Kempire's live show here in New York next month, February 21st. Correct me if I'm wrong on the date. But yes, I will be hosting the Kempire's live show this year, next month. I'm so excited. I had a great time when I hosted his live shows in New York last year. We had the best time. But yes, come on out. We have, I mean, lit, all right? Y'all, the best time. Oh my gosh, you're about to make me cry today. Thank you. You're the big sister I never knew I needed. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I've gotten so much amazing life advice just through your Housewives reviews. You're amazing. Oh, that means a lot. Thank you. That really means a lot. I try to give you a little bit of what I know, okay, what I've been through, but that really means a lot. Thank you so much. I enjoy y'all. I just love y'all so much. Is the green room 42 close to the train station, walking distance? The green room is on 42, is between 10th and 11th Avenues. So if you get off the train, you might have to take a cab. Yeah, you're gonna take a cab or an Uber. I always Uber. I always Uber to the show. So I don't want to steer you wrong, but you might want to, I guess, you go on Google Maps and see how close it is to the nearest train, but I don't want to steer you wrong. But every time I have not seen any trains near the green room. I hope that helps. So, y'all, let's get into this recap because I got a lot to say. My notes, y'all, are just, I have too much to say, okay? So we start off this episode. It's the continuation of Dorit and Kyle going at it. Now, here's my thing. Last week, they sort of teased us at the end, like a fight broke out. We heard a glass being thrown. So I was expecting for Kyle and Dorit to be in each other's faces, right? Obviously, that did not happen. They're still yelling at each other, though. Kyle's vein is still popping out of her forehead. And Dorit we have Erika coming over to say, Dorit, calm down. You've got to stop. Now, my thing is, Erika, I'm here for you trying to calm Dorit down, but Kyle was also screaming and she was also getting bucked like she wanted to start something and fight too. So I was like, girl, calm Kyle down. You were sitting right next to Kyle. So I was just kind of like, I mean, I guess. But anyhow, Erika's calming Dorit down. And Dorit says the fact that Kyle's vein is popping out of her forehead, it shows that she's guilty and she knows that she did something wrong. So she says she's trying to get aggressive, so I'll back down and shut the conversation down, but it's not going to happen. And I do agree with Dorit on that. I feel like Kyle is somebody who cannot ever own up and say, hey, I was wrong, I'm sorry. So now she wants to spin it on you and act like you're the problem. And again, we're not buying it. We're not here for it. When it comes to Kyle versus Dorit, I am firmly on Dorit's side, period, end of story. Yeah, I'm getting tired of Erika riding the fence too. Yep, I was annoyed by that. I mean, because it's like, it wasn't like Dorit was the only one yelling. They were both yelling. Kyle started yelling at her first, if I remember correctly. So for you to act like, oh, Dorit, calm down. Why should she calm down? You have somebody with their vein popping out. They're screaming at you, cursing at you. You can't react. I don't like that. So now Erika says, Dorit, again, listen to me. Just stop it. Calm down. So Kyle says, I already told you, I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to send any more memes to him. What more do you want? I'm done. So now Kyle says, it makes me angry because we're in a better place. And now she wants to make me look bad by bringing this up. And she doesn't even feel this way. Just stop. Now, Kyle, how can you tell somebody how they really feel about things? You have no right to do that. This woman has asked you loud and clear, has told you loud and clear, you texting my soon-to-be ex-husband makes me feel away. I don't like it. What are you guys talking about? And for you to come back with, she doesn't feel this way. Why is she bringing this up now? We're in a better space. Well, let's stop right now. Let's stop for a moment. Let's talk about how you brought up stuff from 3 years ago at BravoCon. You brought up how you were harboring ill feelings because Dorit made a silly joke at BravoCon years ago in 2022. And Dorit thought that you guys were in a great place. So it's okay for you to bring up stuff from the past, but Dorit can't. And Dorit's not bringing anything up from the past either. She's talking to you about what's going on right now. You are still talking to her soon-to-be ex-husband right now. So for you to flip this like Dorit is wrong, what are we doing here? It's anything to not own up to your wrongdoing. And I'm going to call you out because later on, when you're at Bose's house, you made a comment saying that you wouldn't like somebody texting your husband, Mauricio, but let's stop. Because in last week's episode, you said, well, if it were me and Mo, I wouldn't mind if you texted him. So which one is it, sis? Kyle is somebody where to avoid taking accountability, to avoid giving you an apology, she will flip whatever you say to make it go in her favor. So if she's in front of you, she'll say, no, well, I wouldn't feel that way. But then if somebody else is, oh yeah, I'd be pissed if they did that to me. It's anything to avoid saying, I'm sorry. I can't stand the double standards. It drives me insane. Yup. Kyle talks out both sides of her face. Exactly. I'm forever here for Kyle getting read down. Yup. I hate people like Kyle. People like Kyle are doing something messed up. Instead of apologizing, instead of being self-aware, making the right decision, they turn around and say, I can't be friends with that, yep, because of Dorit. Exactly. That's how Kyle is. It's just so aggravating. All of this over PK, who was being a creep and looking up Erika's skirt. My God, today, child. She keeps contradicting herself. I guess she forgot what she said. No, Kyle did not forget what she said. She's just a liar, and she's someone who wants to skirt responsibility, so she'll say whatever in the moment, and she'll get upset if you check her on it. But she's well aware of what she's saying. I agree. I do think that Kyle is a narcissist as well. You said Kyle will stab you in the back and then blame you for holding the knife. Exactly. But Kyle, all that stuff about she doesn't even feel this way. Again, you can't tell somebody how they feel. And also, Dorit probably did not feel a way when they were still married. But now that they're separated, things change. And like Dorit said at the end of the last episode, PK's attitude has changed towards her. He's being difficult. So you being in contact with him, but yet he's not in contact with her, that's going to drive anybody crazy. No? Yes? Am I off base? So now Garcelle jumps in, and Garcelle is asking Dorit, how did she know that Kyle was texting PK? Dorit says, I had no idea, I asked. So now Garcelle says, when you started talking about all of this, I thought you were going to share more about your relationship with PK, but then we got off the rails. So how are you doing? I hate that I even have to give a disclaimer, but for some reason, people act like because I critique Garcelle, that means that I don't like Garcelle. I really hate that limited thinking where you just love somebody so much on these shows that you can't ever call them out. And let me just say this before I say anything else. If Garcelle were on an all-black Housewives franchise, y'all would be tearing her up. So because she's on a white franchise, I can't say what I want to say. I just don't like that. It's very aggravating when I see the comments. Just because I have a critique about Garcelle does not mean I don't like her. Where did that come from? If I didn't like Garcelle, I would say that. I would have no issue saying that, but I do like Garcelle. But right now, this season so far, I'm not loving how she's moving. And I don't know why we can't be honest about that. The same way that I go in on all the black girls on the black franchises, I can't say anything about Garcelle because she's on one of the only few on a white franchise. I don't like that. Yes, are there people who are racist who they just don't want to like Garcelle and they're saying nasty things? Yes, there are. I'm not denying that. But at the same time, that's not what this is, and y'all know that. So before I say what I'm about to say, if you are a staunch Garcelle fan where you can't hear any criticism, feel free to you could watch somebody else. But over here, I'm going to tell how I feel. This is my truth. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I just want to preface that with, I'm not saying this as somebody who does not like Garcelle. I like Garcelle. But this right here had me scratching my head. Garcelle, it feels disingenuous for you to ask Dorit, how are you feeling, when you yourself have told Dorit, I don't like you, leave me alone, don't look my way, you're long-winded, you talk too damn much, I don't want to hear about your life. Is that not weird? Is that not weird? If somebody told me, Brooke, I don't like you, you get on my nerves, and then you turn around and say, well, how are you doing? How do you feel? I would be like, wait, what? Like, I'm not, like, F you, I'm not talking to you and telling you anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Garcelle, it's getting a bit weird because you said that you don't like Dorit. Dorit respected your wishes. Dorit has not said a word to you. And it seems like every single episode you are picking to get her attention. And I said this in my last recap. I said, Garcelle, it feels like you actually might want to be friends with Dorit, because you keep trying to get her attention. And if that's the case, that's fine. There's no judgment over here. It doesn't make my day any, it doesn't change anything over here if you want to be friends with Dorit or not. But what I'm saying is coming across as a bit strange and obsessive for you to say that you don't like Dorit, but yet you're asking her how she's doing. You want to hear about what's going on in her life. I'm not understanding it. I'm not. I just, if I'm crazy, feel free to let me know. But I can say that I know that I'm in my right mind, or I'm in a portion of my right mind. Oh gosh. Okay, so you guys think that Garcelle is trolling Dorit. Okay. Yeah, okay, so a lot of you guys are in agreement with what I'm saying. You can say you don't want her to talk to you, but then in the same breath want her to spill her tea to you. Garcelle is giving strange mama. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the thought process is here. You don't like the lady. She respected your wishes and she said, okay, bet. I'm not going to say anything to you. Say less. You keep going after her to talk to her. It's weird. I agree she wants to be friends with Dorit, but does not want to say it. I agree with that. I think that's the case. Because think about it. What do I always say? The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. If you hate somebody, that's why I never say I hate anybody. I never hate anybody, because hate still means that there's feelings there. If somebody hates you, there's a stronger chance of them still trying to turn around and be your friend. Because again, hate, there's too much, there's something there when you hate somebody. So I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody. If I don't like somebody, if I'm off of them, I'm indifferent. Indifference kills people. I tell this to other content creators. If you're a smaller content creator, just know this. As you start rising up, the worst thing is not somebody saying, well, I don't like you or I don't like your channel. The worst thing is if somebody says that they didn't feel anything from your videos. If somebody's indifferent to your stuff, that's when you, I don't want to say worry, but because everybody's not going to like you or connect with you, and that's fine. But the thing is, be worried when somebody's apathetic and indifferent. Garcelle still having all this emotion towards Dorit, there's something else there. And I do believe that Garcelle wants to be friends with Dorit. And you can feel free, if you disagree, that's fine. But I'm just saying, from what I'm seeing, it's giving that she still wants to be friends. She still wants to hold that door open. Just my opinion. So now Dorit says, do you mean that genuinely? And I was not mad at that response. I was not mad at that. That would have been my same response too. I think that anybody would feel that way. Someone has made it clear that they don't like you. They don't see it for you. They find you annoying, aggravating, all the adjectives to describe how they don't like you, right? I would be very wary, like, wait, what? You're asking me how I'm doing? And you've made it clear that you don't like me? That would be my exact reaction. Dorit said nothing wrong, in my opinion. So Dorit, we cut to Dorit's confessional, and she says, really? You see the emotional state that I'm in right now, and you want to try and connect with me for the first time in 2 years? Read the room, Garcelle. And, I saw some people going back and forth on Twitter saying, oh, why would Dorit say that? Garcelle is trying to reach out to you. No, that's not how you try to connect with me. If you want us to rebuild and let's try to have building blocks for a friendship, the proper thing is call me up and say, hey, girl, I know that things have been rocky between us, but let's maybe have a one-on-one conversation. Can we go to lunch? Can we please try to start over? My humble opinion. To just ask her outright, well, how are you feeling? What's tea about your separation in a group in front of the whole entire group? No, ma'am. I was here for Dorit's reaction because I felt the same way. I was really thrown off by that too. Also, Garcelle, I gotta just quickly, tap you on the wrist, because in the first episode, when the news broke about the separation, you threw shade and said, oh, the statement is just as long-winded as she is. And then we found out that you didn't reach out to her when she separated. So you haven't reached out to her one time during her separation, but now you want to find out the tea right now in this group setting? No, ma'am. That's not how this works. Yeah, I just, my opinion, we don't have to agree, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. That's not fair to myself. I started this channel having to share my thoughts and my opinions. And we might not always agree. Again, that's fine. As long as everybody keeps it respectful in the comments and in the chat, great. But I can't lie to you and tell you something to appease you. I can't do that. I just can't. Because I don't want to be one of those content creators who's at the mercy of subscribers. Because you could see that happen. It's terrible. You're too worried about pissing off your subscribers. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I know that there's some Garcelle fans right now who are upset, but this is my truth. This is how I feel, and it is what it is. I felt like Dorit was, had every right to feel a way about Garcelle questioning her with the whole rocky history that they've had. Yes, we can agree to disagree. Yeah, and also, listen, y'all. Yes, and you know what there's a quote, I want to say it's from Georgia O'Keeffe, right? And somebody said it recently and it stuck with me. It's something about praise and compliments and criticism go down the same drain. Meaning you cannot allow the compliments to go to your head, and you also can't allow criticism and people getting mad at you going to your head either. Because think about it. I'm a whack y'all quickly, right? Y'all know I love you down. But just listen to me. When a lot of y'all are very sweet, you'll say, oh, Brooke, I just love your recaps. You're the best, whatever, right? I appreciate the compliments, but I don't let those go to my head, because I know that in the same breath, the day that I say something, we have an opposing opinion, you can flip on me like that. And I have seen it with subscribers who have loved me down. The minute that we get to another franchise and they don't agree with me, I'm the worst. I suck. Why am I doing, so it's just something to keep in mind in all facets of life. Do not let praise go to your head. Obviously, yes, accept the compliment, believe in yourself, but don't let stuff go to your head, because I'm not a dummy. I know that as quickly as you like me, you could hate me just like that. So I just take it with a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen it. I've seen on a Potomac video, when I'm roasting Mia, when we all don't like the same people, you love me. Oh, I'm the best. Oh my gosh, Brooke, you're just so beautiful and I love you. You're the best. Da, 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 da. And child, we get to a Jersey recap where I'm roasting Teresa and you love Teresa. Now all of a sudden, I'm some black bitch and girl, I hate you and so yeah, you know what I'm saying? So listen, we're not always going to agree on everything. keep it respectful. That's all I ask. But my point is, I just can't lie to you about how I'm feeling about Garcelle because a few of y'all don't want to hear the critiques about Garcelle. That was my main point. But I didn't mean to get off on that little, tangent, but I hope that it resonated, So, well, yes, those folks are weirdos because the rest of y'all, we can agree to disagree nicely and politely. But for the folks who turn like that, they need help. They need to go see the lady. They need to use my BetterHelp code for 10% off. I disagreed on your eventually proven correct opinion about Monica. Oh, I'm screaming, but I can never imagine talking reckless to someone the way people do. It's crazy. Oh yeah, it's very crazy. It's very crazy. But my point is, that's why you don't get so hung up on praise and compliments, because if your self-esteem is based on validation, you are going to crumble and die when somebody disagrees with you, if somebody gets mad at you, So just take it all with a grain of salt, keep it in perspective. As much as I know that a lot of you guys, rock with me, I'm well aware that the day could come where things could turn. So, but yes. So now we have Garcelle being snarky again, and she says, "Oh my gosh, am I next in line?" I said, "Garcelle, girl, you are itching to have an issue with Dorit." Dorit did not even take the bait. She's like, "You know what? I don't have the stomach for this. I'm not doing this. I don't need to fight with nobody. I'm leaving." So she goes outside. Erika walks out with her, and Dorit says, "Erika, I'm so sorry. This is your night." And Erika says, "No, girl, it's fine." So as they're talking outside, we have everybody else back in the club. And Kyle says, "I really lost my ish, really bad." And Sutton says, Bose is trying to mediate the situation. So now Sutton says, "Well, don't take it out on people who don't deserve it. Kyle does not deserve that." Now, Sutton, am I seeing this wrong? Let me know in the chat. Am I feeling like Sutton is being a double agent? It's just a bit weird to me, because some of the comments that Sutton made in her confessional later on in this episode, I'm confused. Where do you stand with Kyle, Sutton? Sutton, for you to say, it just felt very like teacher's pet, you're being a kiss ass, to say that Kyle did not deserve that. How did Kyle not deserve that? Kyle was cursing and carrying on. Her vein was popping out to Dorit. Dorit did not deserve that. Dorit simply said, "Please don't text my husband. It makes me uncomfortable. He doesn't even talk to me. So why are you talking to him?" So for Sutton to say, "Oh yeah, Kyle did not deserve that," it's weird to me. I can't get a gauge on where Sutton stands with Kyle. Does she want to be her friend, or is she playing double agent? I don't know. It's weird. Kyle deserved that whacking from Sutton, from Dorit, because you're out of order. You are out of order. All my married subscribers have been saying in my comments, if my friend was still texting my ex-husband, I would have an issue. For Kyle to sit up here and play victim, and then you have Sutton. Sutton talks out two sides of her face as well. Sutton's also getting on my nerves. Her and Garcelle are tap dancing on my last good nerves this season. They really are. Sutton was still ticked off with Dorit after last week. Oh, that's exactly what it was. Yes. I'm married, and that's insane. Child, none of my friends can text my husband, period. Child, listen. Oh, you're so sweet. You look like a chocolate Barbie doll. Oh, thank you. I was going for that too, so thank you. No shade. Where's Rena's crazy tail self? Married here, I would have an issue, and Kyle knows dang well she would. Exactly. I'm at a point where I don't feel bad for Sutton. She wants to be Kyle's friend so bad, it's annoying to watch. Yes. What else do you need to understand? This woman don't like you. Child, please. Exactly. So now, I mean, I just thought that whole comment was weird for her to say that Dorit should not have gotten on Kyle like that. Dorit had every right, in my opinion. So now you have Bose. I felt like Bose did such a great job just letting Kyle know where Dorit was coming from. I liked how she was just trying to calm things down. But Bose makes a lot of sense. You can say what you want. I'm liking Bose a lot. I think that she's a great addition. I like Bose. I want her to come back for the next season. I'm loving her. But Bose says, oh, so Bose is trying to calm Kyle down, get her to see Dorit's side of things. And Kyle says, Bose, you don't know the history. And I said, okay, that's true. We're not going to deny that. But Bose is an adult. She has 2 eyes. She can see what's going on. And she can make her own assessment off of what's happening right now, despite not knowing the history of this group. If any new person came into this group and saw 2 friends fighting because one friend is texting the other friend's husband, well, soon to be ex-husband, I think that anybody coming into that would say, oh yeah, that is kind of weird. So for Kyle to say, well, you don't know the history, like, stop. And Kyle, I do not love this shade that is coming out of your mouth on the after show. Because for you to act like, Bose is so opinionated, she needs to stay in her place and be quiet. I said, no, ma'am, absolutely not. The same way that you've opened your mouth on other people and what they have going on, Bose has every right to jump in and make her observations based on what's going on right now in this group. I'm just too done. Kyle was extra nasty. Did you guys watch the recent after show for this latest episode? Kyle was extra nasty. I didn't like it. So Bose, I thought Bose clocked it. She said a lot of things that you think are funny, and then things change and they don't think that it's cute or funny anymore. Because Kyle says to her, well, I've always texted him. It's not been a problem. And Bose is correct. Yes, at one point when you and PK did text each other funny memes and all that stuff, Dorit knew about it. Dorit was cool with it because you guys were all friends. You guys were all cool, whatever, right? But now things have changed. Now PK and Dorit are separated. He's not even talking to her. He's MIA. So no, she's not going to be happy that her friend is still texting her soon-to-be ex-husband when he doesn't even speak to her. And on top of that, Kyle, to add insult to injury, you don't even talk to Dorit. So you look extra bad talking to her husband and you don't even talk to her. So stop. I was just like, girl, she is just delusional. Yeah, the latest episode of the after show says a lot about the cast in general. Yes, Kyle was on 1 in this in that after show. I was too done with her. How are you going to text her husband if he isn't speaking to Dorit? Exactly. Kyle is as wrong as 2 left shoes. I think that Bose is clocking it. She's saying it how it is. She's doing just enough, not doing too much, but not doing too little. I love her. She's level-headed, but she still speaks up. I love it. So you have Kyle saying, I can see how it looks to new people who don't understand the friendship. And Dorit knows that too. That's why she's doing this. For Kyle to imply that Dorit's making a scene because she wants camera time or a moment, I'm sorry, Kyle, but I'm not going to do that. Yes, you guys are on TV. Yes, there has to be some level of dramatics and theatrics for these shows. But what you won't do is gaslight us, the audience, or anybody else on the cast. What you're doing is wrong. Take away the TV cameras. For you to be in communication with this woman's husband and he's not even speaking to her, you're not speaking to her, you're wrong. What's not clicking? Kyle is going around and around the damn mulberry bush to avoid saying that she's wrong. You're really acting like Dorit's in the wrong here? Like, are you nuts? I am so sick and tired of Kyle. Oh my gosh. Now we have Kyle saying that Dorit had to come up with something so that she's not the asshole. No, we don't think that Dorit's the asshole in this situation. We think that you're the asshole. Let's be clear about that. Because what you're doing is not right. No, listen, Kyle is going around and around the mulberry bush to just avoid saying that she's sorry. I don't understand why she can't just say, you know what, I was wrong, I apologize, I didn't mean to, Dorit. She's always the victim in every single situation. I've never seen anybody who's just a perpetual victim. It's never her fault. I'm like, come on, girl, y'all, we all screw up. We all fall short. Kyle has a hard time admitting that, though. It's ridiculous. So we have Erika saying that Dorit is having a hard time personally, and she's no longer putting up with stuff from Kyle. But she goes on to say that she's never seen either one of them like this ever. She's never seen Dorit lunge at Kyle, and she's never seen Kyle's veins popping out. So now we're off of that, and now it's the next day, and we see Sutton at home with her house manager. And when I tell you guys, Sutton's house manager, Avi, he's looking good. He's always in a suit now. He was on Ozempic. I said, Avi, go ahead. Like, Avi looks really good. Good for him. And I understand that Avi and Sutton have that playful work relationship where she's like really kind of bitchy towards him, but I don't love it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't like Sutton. I feel like you could be a lot nicer to Avi. I don't know. I don't love the way she talks to him sometimes, because they were cutting up lemons or something before Kyle and Garcelle got there. And she was like, let me do it. Like, I know what I'm doing. And it was like, I don't know. It just kind of bothers me. I feel like you need to treat your staff with respect. And I understand that that's a little friendly banter, but it feels a bit overboard. I don't know. I don't love it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being too sensitive, but I try to be very cognizant of how I speak to people. And if I had somebody working for me, I would not be joking around and speaking with them like that, in my opinion. Yes, their dynamic gives Kim Zolciak and Sweetie. She talks down to him. She does. I don't like it. I want Garcelle and Sutton to make a group chat with Mo and see if Kyle is okay with it. Oh, Kyle will be bitching from sunrise to sunset. I, too, do not like how Sutton talks to Avi. Comes off very condescending. Yes, it does. I don't like it. Their interaction makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, it's a new day and the Devil Wears Prada era is over. It is. It's very degrading. Yes, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think she's trying to show off because she thinks it's cute. Yes, she does. That's what it is. She does think, Sutton does think that it's cute, and I don't like it. It's not landing. It's very cringe. I need her to stop doing that. Like, it was cute that one time last season, but stop doing that. And Avi is too nice, because I would have checked Sutton a long time ago. I don't care how much she's paying him. I'm sure she pays him well. I'm sure he's getting paid a handsome 6 figures, but that still does not give her the right to talk to him like that. I don't like it. But anyhow, we see Sutton is having a country club day, and she's cute in her, cute little tennis outfit. And Kyle comes over, and Kyle says that she still has her panties in a twist. And she says she has not lost it like that in a very long time. Now, Kyle, that's not true. We've seen you holler and scream, what, last season or 2 seasons ago? Why are you saying that the last time that you got mad like that was when you had the fight with Camille Grammer in New York? That was all the way in season 1. We've seen Kyle get mad and scream the way she screamed at her sisters on the show. I'm like, what is she talking about? That's not the last time that she was angry. Kyle just lies so damn much. It's ridiculous. So she goes on to say that when she gets upset, she blacks out. May I tell you something? I'm so tired of folks acting like they're so tough. Doesn't everybody black out when they're angry? Kyle swears that she's the only person who just has this wide range of emotions like nobody else does. We all feel the same way when we're upset, sis. You're not the only one who feels so strongly when you're mad. So now, Sutton says Kyle has a problem when people stand up to her. Now, Sutton, here's why I asked a few minutes ago, are you a double agent? Because you're saying two different things. On one hand, you're saying Dorit should not have talked to Kyle like that. And then it seems like in this slide right here, you're actually being a champion for Dorit standing up to Kyle. Which one is it? Are you against Kyle? Are you for Kyle? Are you against Dorit? Are you for Dorit? Like, I don't know. So Sutton says that Dorit for years has been cowering back, and now she's finally standing up against Kyle. So now we see Garcelle arrive, and they sit down to talk. Garcelle says, oh my gosh, you and Dorit were coming for each other. Kyle goes on to say that she blacked out again. I said, Kyle, shut up. Please, girl, stop saying that. You act like you're so hard and you're not. So Garcelle says, and then she got, Kyle says that, her veins were popping out. And Garcelle says, yeah, and she got mad at you for that. So, I was thinking, well, Garcelle, she wasn't really mad about the veins popping out. I mean, she was mad that Kyle was screaming at her when she was being called out for, why are you still texting my husband? Dorit, like, we're focusing on something really trivial. Dorit's issue is not about the veins popping out of the head. Dorit's issue is, I called you out, I'm calling you out. Why are you still texting my husband when we don't even talk? And then on top of that, now you want to flip this on me like I'm in the wrong for questioning you. That's Dorit's main issue. Let's stop focusing on a small point about the veins popping out. It's like, what are we doing? Yes, let's talk about that. Garcelle, Kyle isn't your friend either, girl. Exactly. All Garcelle is to Kyle right now is an ally. That's it. She's not, I mean, it's like really sad to see Garcelle falling for this. Kyle doesn't see it for you either, girl. And it wasn't even deep enough for her to black out. Let's talk about that for a minute. It was not that deep for her to be blacking out. If anybody should have blacked out, it should have been Dorit. Oh, this is a good point. This is a good point. Kyle does not know the difference between guilt and shame. That is perfectly said. Oh my gosh, that is it. I've been trying to put this in words for years. You just took everything out of my mouth. Thank you. That is the issue. Yes, she does not know the difference between guilt and shame. You said a mouthful with that. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. That's why she has a hard time apologizing. That's what it is. You clocked it. So now we Sutton says, okay, well, enough about this. Let's go play some tennis. We see that Sutton has her tennis instructor there, and the tennis instructor is so cute. So they finish with that. They finish playing tennis, and now they sit down to eat some lunch. So Kyle mentions that the first person that she called this morning was Mauricio. So Garcelle's like, wait, what? That's the first person that you called? Really? And Kyle says, yeah, I know, but I did. So she says that she told Mauricio what happened. She told him how she can no longer be friends with PK because of what went down last night. And Mauricio told her that's the dumbest thing he's ever heard. And so Kyle says, well, I said, well, if it bothers her, I can't continue on with this friendship. So Garcelle says, like I said last night, I would be upset too. And Sutton says, yeah, me too. So Kyle says, well, Garcelle, it's just different though, because your situation was a whole lot different than Dorit's. And Garcelle says, yes, but in a way, it's still similar to Dorit, not the infidelity part, because we all know that Garcelle's ex-husband cheated on her. She put him on blast. It was a whole mess. But she says the part about them being angry with each other, that's what it's similar. Like, that's where our situation is similar. So now we have Sutton calling out Kyle. Now, this part threw me for a loop because I said, okay, Sutton. I said, all right, girl, well, ask the questions then. Sutton says, well, you also had infidelity in your marriage too, Kyle. Let's not forget that part. So we have Kyle. Now, Kyle, you claim to be such a great actress, but you are not believable at all. Kyle's like, wait, what? Who? Me? When did I say that? It was so fake. I said, Kyle, you could sit up here and play with somebody else, but you won't play with me. You will not play with me. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know good and well that there was cheating up and down your marriage. The face that Kyle made was so phony too. She was pissed that Sutton brought that up. So Sutton says, Kyle, you talked about it. And so we see the flashback of Kyle giving a non-answer at the reunion last season. And now Garcelle says, this is the unspoken thing that nobody brings up. We've heard the rumors for years on end about Mauricio stepping out. It's never been confirmed. But for Sutton to say this out loud, I'm like, damn. So Sutton keeps going, and Sutton's like, girl, the infidelity. So Kyle's like, you mean with the Instagram? And now we cut back to last season when they showed Kyle saying that she gets upset that, you know, girls will DM Mauricio and she'll yell at Mauricio like that's inappropriate. Now, Kyle, we're going to talk more about this later on because you made some comments about being an open book and how you're so honest. Kyle, you don't know how to be honest with yourself, so I can't expect for you to be honest with other people. You are sitting up here playing on everybody's intelligence. We know that Mauricio has cheated. You alluded to it last season. On top of that, let's talk about how you stepped out last year. You still won't even come clean about that. Like, I just don't know what we're doing. And Sutton, you had the good sense to just leave the conversation alone when you realized that Kyle would not tell the truth. But me, I would have said, Kyle, you will not sit up here and waste valuable screen time. Just tell the truth. He cheated. You cheated last year. Let's move on. But Kyle still want to sit up there and lie and say, no, like what? Like, it's just Instagram and that's different. I said, okay, girl, why are we doing this? This needs to be Kyle's last season for a variety of reasons. This woman refuses to give us her life. It's all very surface with her. She can't control the narrative. Her tea is slowly coming out, and now she wants to sit up here and lie and act like we're crazy. No. She wants him back. He's worth a lot of money. Child, I used to think that people hated on Kyle just to hate. Last 2 seasons, I really see it. She's horrible. No girl code at all. Yeah. And on top of that, she can't be honest. Kyle is unbearable. Oh, she is unbearable. She's insufferable too. But they get off of that. And one more thing. Remember how I told you guys this last after show, Kyle was extra nasty? So anyhow, when they talked about this part about Sutton questioning Kyle about the infidelities, Kyle says that she'll never trust Sutton again. And she was really angry at Sutton and how could Sutton do that? And then she goes on to say that last year, Sutton had bumped into Mauricio and their daughters. And Sutton apologized to Mauricio and their girls and said, I'll never say that again. And she says, I just can't believe that. And that was just so messy of her to do that. And I said, the same woman who wants all these apologies, can we quickly talk about how you did Denise Richards? The way you almost destroyed Denise Richards' marriage with that whole thing about the threesome with Brandy Glanville. You show no remorse, no care, no concern, but yet you want somebody to apologize to you over some stuff that's actually true. because he was cheating and you were also cheating as well last year. But yeah, you want Sutton to apologize to you? I was done. I just was so done. I said, Kyle is so nasty. Kyle is so nasty. Thank you. Sutton said what needed to be said. Exactly. Kyle threw her own sister under the bus. Like, what are we doing here? You outed your sister being an alcoholic on national TV. You told all her tea. You said that she was broke, how you and Mauricio were paying her bills for years on end. You told it all. But yeah, you want somebody to hide what you have going on. And then on top of that, you want them to grovel, beg for your forgiveness, and apologize to you after you spilled other people's tea before. Got it. I see what kind of I see who you are, sis. I see who you are. But Kyle has some nerve to demand all this respect when she doesn't give any of that to anybody. And I will never forget or forgive how she did Denise Richards like that. That was messed up. I'm surprised that Denise did not have a nervous breakdown after that season, because the way that they ran her off the show and they almost destroyed that woman. All because Kyle did not want to be called out about, hey, can we not talk about threesomes and blowjobs in front of the children? And you took that as a personal indictment and attack on your motherhood, so that you sought to run her off the show and destroy her. I see you, girl. I see you. Kyle has always been nasty. So anyhow, we now talk about the text messages. And wait, did I skip something? Okay, no. So we now talk about the text messages, and Kyle says it's the way that Dorit went about it, which is so annoying to me, because I know for a fact that did not bother her before. Kyle, you can play these bald-headed reindeer games with somebody else, but you don't have the right to tell Dorit how she can feel. Also, like Bose told you earlier in the episode, what was cool when they were together is no longer cool then. Cool now. If Dorit was cool with you texting PK when they were married, that's one thing. Right now, she's telling you, me and that man don't talk. We do not live together. We are separated, headed for a divorce. Do not text him. All you need to do is respect her wishes and stop texting that man. For you to say, oh, well, it didn't bother her before. It didn't bother her before because she was cool with it. They were good. They were still married. That's why she didn't care before. Why are we trying to, why are we comparing apples to oranges? Things change. She was fine. People can change their minds anytime. Why are you acting so confused? Like you can't understand why Dorit's changed her mind and she feels away now. Like, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. She just gets on my nerves so bad. Child. Oh wait, no, I'm serious. Playing these bald-headed reindeer games. Like what? So now, Kyle is still going on with this woe is me, still trying to play the victim. And Sutton was trying to get to the meat and potatoes. So she says, is that really all it is? Is it really just memes? So Kyle says, I've sent text messages, and Sutton says, but not about her relationship, right? And of course, we have Kyle lying. And she's like, oh, no, of course not. Like, no, never that. And Kyle, girl, the way we found out that you a whole lie and a half later on at the end of this episode, I said, girl, if I were you, I would have kept my mouth shut. But that's just me. But, Kyle is still saying that she's never texted him anything out of pocket. But Kyle says, I don't know who this new girl is now. I have no incentive to fix things with Dorit. Who wants to be around her? So you have Sutton saying, well, not me. And Garcelle says, well, I don't. Now, Garcelle, well, I got to read all three of you, because Kyle, you're just dead ass wrong in this situation. You have no right to be mad at Dorit whatsoever. Dorit has every right to feel a way towards you. So let's just stop. Let's just start there. Sutton, you kicked that lady while she was down. You had that heart to heart with her on the boat. You said, girl, I got you. If you need anything, I'm your friend. I got your back. Then you turned around at Kyle's party and said to her, looked her in her eyes and said, you're just mad because your life sucks. But yet you have the nerve to say, well, I don't want to be around her either. What? Garcelle, you've made it clear since seasons 11, 12, and 13 that you don't like Dorit. You said it over and over. I don't like you. You're a Karen. You're this, you're that. And you were justified to feel that way. So for you to act like, oh, I don't want to be around her either. Well, if that's the case, hon, then why do you keep asking her how she's doing every time you see her? Why do you always want her tea? Why are you so pressed about her friendship, blossoming friendship with Bose if you don't want to be around her? For Dorit, for you not to like Dorit, you just have a lot of energy towards somebody that you don't like. Let me get off of that. But that whole thing of, I said, the three of y'all have some nerve saying, well, I don't want to be around her either. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. But Kyle sounds especially stupid saying that when you're the one who's in the wrong. Stop texting that lady's husband and just apologize and let's go from there. You have no right to feel that way about Dorit. It's ridiculous. She can't keep her story straight because she got caught up trying to prove a point, yes, and shot herself in the foot, dummy. Exactly. Oh, my goodness. But, so that's the scene. And now we get to the scene with Erika and Dorit. They're at a design center to look at furniture. We know that Erika's storyline this season is renovating her home. She's hired the famous Martin Lawrence Bullard as the interior designer. He's worked with Cher, Khloe Kardashian, all the stars. So they meet up. Martin is there as well. Erika introduces him to Dorit. And may I tell you, you could say what you want, but Erika and Dorit know how to put that ish on every single time because both of them, the outfits, chef's kiss, they did that. What Erika had, the outfit that Erika had on, Dorit, the shoulders, I mean, they looked good. Those are two women who dress well. And yes, they can be flashy with the logos all over the place, but I love their style. You said Erika is living in delusion. I hope we see a reveal of this house after. I do too. I think we will. So, they're looking at pieces, looking at furniture. Erika's sharing some tea about Tom's second wife took everything and didn't even leave him with toilet paper. Meanwhile, she was nice. She left him with some she left him with some cups and stuff. And she says, I should have done the same thing as a second wife. I should have took everything. Erika, let that marriage go. Let those memories go. Let that house go. It's okay, girl. It's a new day. It's a new year. You said, is Dorit still returning clothes? Whether or not she is, she does look good in these scenes. But now we have Erika and Dorit talking about the drama in the group. And Dorit brings up how much she loves talking to her and Bose. They've been the only two that she's confided in. And she says, I just think it's funny finding out that other people have issues with that. So now we cut to some unseen footage of the other day. Bose, Erika, and Dorit went on a hike, and Bose shared that Sutton said something, in passing about how she's been super close to Dorit, and they seem to have an issue with that. So Dorit's like, look, I have no idea. Like, this makes no sense. Everybody needs to grow the F up. Now, let me just say this for a minute. I think it's funny that there's critiques about cliques in this group when we watched several of these cast members be in one of the biggest cliques for 5 seasons in a row, right? We saw Kyle, Erika, Dorit, Rinna, and I think who else? Teddy, right? The Fox Force 5. So when they had that clique, it was all good. But now, since the clique has disbanded, now new cliques are now frowned upon. It's funny to me because I feel like if it was cool for there to be a clique before, you should be happy that there are new cliques, right? You know, I'm just saying. Yes, but their friendship grew through the years. Child, it's just really funny. Yes, now that Kyle is outside the clique, let's talk about that. Now that Kyle's outside the clique, now it's an issue that there's a new clique. You see how that works? You see how that works. So now Erika brings up the whole thing that happened at the club the other night. And she says, what do you need from Kyle moving forward? Because for a second, it looked like you two were moving forward, but now post Viper Room, what do you need now? So Dorit says what hurts is that I've texted, is that, you know, the text about to PK, it just feels secretive. And I felt like her reaction was a bit like, whoa. So then she says, even if he's reaching out to you, even if you want to maintain a friendship with him, that's fine. But why not share that with me? Again, I don't want to speak out of turn. For all my married subscribers, let me know in the chat. Do you feel like Dorit is off base for feeling this way? Personally, y'all know where I stand. I'm on Dorit's side. I don't think that Dorit is saying anything that I don't think that Dorit's saying anything wrong. I'm with Dorit. Kyle is out of order. Kyle needs to, if she wants to maintain a friendship with PK outside of Dorit, she needs to talk to Dorit first. Period, point blank, end of story. I'm married, I'll be damned, Dorit is right. I know that's right. Dorit is absolutely right. Married here, Dorit is right. I'd now text Mo to be petty, same. Okay, you said the married subscribers stand with Dorit. I would have snatched her wig. Dorit is so correct. It's a no-brainer. Kyle is out of order. No, she isn't. Kyle knows she was only friends with PK because she was friends with Dorit. Exactly. It's not that serious. Kyle is just an a-hole. Yes, I agree. So Dorit says what we've all been saying. She says, I need to understand why she flipped out so much. If the tables were turned, do you think she'd be okay with that? I was happy that Erika grew some balls in this scene and said, no, we all know Kyle. She would not be okay with that because Erika's been riding the fence so far. So it was nice to hear Erika say out her mouth, no, you're right. Kyle would flip out if the tables were turned. And we know that Kyle, I mean, she was a very jealous wife. Kyle said that several times that she was jealous and she did not like other women around him talking to him. So for her to act like, you know, well, I'd be cool with that. No, she wouldn't. We know that Kyle was crazy about that man. So we know that if the tables were turned, if Dorit ever did talk to Mauricio on the side, it would be World War III. Kyle did not even want Sutton to have a Birkin bag that she liked. Exactly. Kyle would bust a vein. She would. Yes, I said that in my last recap. Kyle grabbed that one lady at her white party one year for pushing up on Mo. She did. She pushed her. called the lady a bitch, a whore, a stupid, a weirdo. She was like, get up off my husband, kicked her out the party, had her off the premises. So yeah, Kyle can play with somebody else, but she will not play with me. Play with Morgan, don't play with me. Okay. Don't do that, girl. Now, yeah, but Erika says you guys are both in a unique situation. You're both separated at the same time. Emotions are high. You're both raw. But I definitely agree that if the tables were turned, she would not be okay with any of this. So now, so now we get to the next scene and we see Bose at home. It's 4:30 in the morning. And we find out that she's getting ready for fibroid surgery. She says that she has a fibroid as big as a grapefruit and she needs that removed. So we see that her boyfriend Keely is there to help her. Now, y'all know I have some reservations about Keely. We talked about this in the last recap. Him talking about business endeavors together. No, ma'am. No, sir. Y'all know how I feel about women getting with these men who are looking for a come up. I'm just like, I don't know, Bose. I don't know. We'll see. But I did think it was sweet that he was helping her get ready for surgery. So anyhow, as they're on their way to the hospital, Bose says she's 47 and she's doing this because she wants to have the chance to carry a child. Her and Keely have been talking about their future. Keely is 48, has never had kids, never been married. And I'm not going to hold you, but I feel like men, especially at a certain age, I know it's a double standard, but I know a lot of women feel this way. But like, I feel like that's a red flag a little bit. I don't know. It's like, what do you mean I don't know. I feel like it's different for women. But like for a man, you never had, you never been engaged. You're 48, never been engaged, never been, no kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're on the same page. We see each other. Y'all said, okay, y'all said red flag. You said dangerous. Okay, all right. All right. Oh my gosh. Hey, Matt Rogers. How are you? No, what is the cutoff age? Laughing my ass off. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Matt. How are you? Oh, thank you for the shout out on Las Culturistas. I heard your episode today. Thank you. But yes, no. All right, we see each other. Brooke, we see each other. Okay, so you see me. Okay, you said danger zone. We see each other. Okay, because I thought it. My mom texted me. My mom was like, she was like 48 and he's never been married with no kids. Like she said, Bose needs to watch out. And I said the same thing. I said, Bose, please don't get God. I don't know, y'all. So, okay, I'm not gonna can we talk? Can we have real talk? Like we're just like, it's just me and you talking, all right? Like we're here, just me and you. Did anybody else kind of roll their eyes when Bose said that she's talking about carrying this man's child? I said, girl, you just met him. Y'all have just started dating. You've been dating for what, 6 months? Is he talking about putting a ring on your finger? And then when she said, he wants 3 children, I said, Bose, you're 47. I think that having 3 children might be out the question unless you do a surrogate. Did Bose sound a bit naive to you? Like, can we just talk real? Can we talk real? Okay. All right. It's nice to know that we're on the same page. You said you think that Bose is using this for a storyline. I rolled my eyes so hard, one fell out. Oh, no. I said, listen, okay, I said 1 kid. If she's going to have 1 kid, it needs to be like right now. But I don't know about any 3 kids and she's 47. Okay. She sounded naive. Okay, so we're on the same. She sounded crazy. You said George Clooney got married at 53. Well, yeah, but George Clooney was married before in his 20s, in like the 80s. So he had been married before. You know, like, I mean, Keely's never been married, never, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so but she's talking about, you know, she wants to carry these babies for Keely. Okay. I'm not going to hold y'all, but I felt like there were several warning signs as she was saying this, because they just started dating. It just feels like everything feels so rushed. He's talking about business endeavors. I don't know, y'all. We're going to just keep going, but a lot of us, we see each other, right? So she says that she hopes surgery goes well. If she can't have his baby, she doesn't know if things will change. Then she goes on to say that she just hopes that things go well, because they're going to have a serious conversation if things don't, you know, if she can't carry his children. So now we see the surgery is over. 4 hours later, Keely's helping Bose in bed. He's waiting on her hand and foot. That's sweet. And now we see 5 hours later, Kyle comes over to check on Bose. Now I said, okay, it's nice to see some of the other women having some one-on-one time with Bose instead of complaining about how close she's gotten to Dorit. So I'm not going to hold you. When Kyle came to the house, I said, Kyle, you're coming to this woman's house empty-handed, knowing that she has surgery, but we do see that she did send Bose flowers prior. So I said, okay, all right. Because y'all know how I feel about folks coming up empty-handed. Hey, LCM 1983, thank you for the super chat. Men who are like Keely, never been married, no kids, usually have narcissistic tendencies. No woman's ever going to be good enough. Keely will leave her for a younger woman or cheat. There we go. So a lot of us have a lot of reservations about this as well. Hey, Liberia Rose, thank you for the super chat. Is that man trying to get Bose to give birth to triplets? Unacceptable. That's what I was thinking. I was like, does he want back-to-back, or does he want triplets? Like, because he said 3 kids. I said 3. I said, okay, 3 kids. Hey, Cody, thank you for the super chat. If she has thyroid issues, my thoughts immediately goes to gestational diabetes and danger for her during childbirth. Yeah, I'm like, that's a lot on the body. I just want Bose to just think clearly and really think about, that's a major decision. Like, I just want her to be safe and just think about it from every which way. One of y'all said in the chat that you saw on Instagram that Bose alluded that they broke up. And if that's the case, I want to hear all about what happened. What did she find out? She has a child when... Oh, thank you. Hey, DL, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for your work, sis. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Child, y'all have me cracking up in this chat. She can afford a surrogate. Yeah, I agree. She has more. Bose is a multimillionaire. She has more than enough money. I feel like that's a lot to put on her body if she's 47. Just got rid of fibroids. When she said 3 kids, he wants 3 kids and she wants to carry them for him. I said, you know, that Nene gif where she's like in shock? That was my expression. Child, you can't go too hard with these dudes so soon. No, you really can't. He announced his Beverly Hills appearance Thursday. Oh, he did? Child. Child. The comments, y'all are funny. Y'all are in rare form. So anyhow, Kyle's over and Kyle says She feels like Bose is fitting in really well with the group. She seems open-minded and very opinionated. So then she says, however, I was hurt by Bose's comments the other night at the Viper Room. And I said, can we talk about how Kyle is always hurt? I have never met a person more offended by everything and everybody. I'm like, damn, when are you not hurt? So you're the only one who can have an opinion, Kyle? Bose can't have an opinion? You judge all the new girls who come on the show. You just met them, but yet Bose can't have an opinion? I just like, oh, I'm like, damn, like, it's like, you don't want Bose to say anything because Bose is not on your side. She's not up your ass. Now you're hurt because you don't like what she said to you. All right, Kyle. Kyle really is something else. Hey, AMB, thank you for the super chat. You right, Brooke, but I don't know. Bose got a comprehensive background check on lockdown. I hope she did. A lot of these women don't do that. A lot of these women, you know, turn a blind eye. Look at Teresa with Louis, because you know my theory on how they met. I think that he preyed on her, especially since he was already trying to get with Alexia on Miami. A lot of these men are hunting these housewives for some money. So I just need Bose to have both eyes open and be aware. You guys are pessimistic. No, I'm not. We're not. I'm not. It's not pessimistic over here. A lot of these, you know, guys really do prey on women, especially if you're rich. If you're a rich woman, successful, you need to be on guard. Look at Wendy Williams, Kelly Clarkson, Mary J. Blige, Sherry Shepherd. Yeah, I mean, come on. Listen. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. Okay, women who are successful need to guard their wallets, you need to guard yourself. You cannot be too trusting. People out here are out to swindle. Look at Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly said before she met her new man, she was dating a bum. He was a liar, a con artist. She was paying for the dates, slipping her card under the table. Look at the woman on The Bachelorette, Rachel, the first Black Bachelorette. She got taken for a ride. That man told her he was a doctor. And come to find out, he's broke, never had a job, don't even know if he is a doctor. He's asking her for $25,000 in alimony and spousal support. So no, it's not pessimistic, it's being smart. You can't be trusting. You need to do a background check. You need to watch out because a lot of these guys don't have great intentions. Okay, yes, Halle Berry, Toni Braxton. You got to listen, Britney Spears. Look at Vicki Gunvalson. Brooks took her for a ride. Sherry Shepherd was married to two bums. Wendy Williams was also married to two bums because she was married before she married Kevin. And the first husband was a bum. He was 11 years older than her. She said she was 25. He was 36, 37. He was making like $15,000 a year. She was already making six figures, her own condo in Fort Lee. He was a bum. So yes, these men do prey on women with money. You need to be very vigilant. Don't be out here paying for these men. Just saying. Okay. Exactly. Sherry Shepherd has to pay that. Yep, she has to pay that man. Sherry Shepherd's paying both of those ex-husbands two bums. She married two losers. She's paying two. Imagine writing a check for a man. You know how pissed you'd be? She's paying two grown men money. Her first husband and her second husband. So we're saying this out of love. We love Bose. I don't want to see her get swindled by nobody. I don't care if the man is black, white, brown, green, orange. I don't want to see her get swindled by anybody. So I'm just saying. Okay. Wait a second. Is it determined? The judge said that? Rachel Lindsay from The Bachelorette. Yes. She has to pay that man $500,000. Wait, I thought that she was trying to appeal that. Is that damn. She really has to pay him that $500,000. My heart is hurting for her. And he told her he was a doctor. He told her he was a successful doctor. And the whole time, this man is a broke bum. Damn, Rachel. Oh, my heart is weeping for her. The way you are roasting Sherry Shepherd's ex-husband. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yes, y'all. Background checks, okay? I won't ever be swindled again. I learned my lesson. I learned when my livelihood was threatened. Oh my God. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Yes, please. Wow. I cannot. I thought that she appealed it. I had no idea that the judge actually said that she has to pay him this money. Look at Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives. She ran and married the man who's 30 years younger than her, and he is in and out of jail. She had to pay his restitution for $250,000. And she's on Carlos King's live talking about, oh yeah, I have discernment and he loves me. So no, it's not about being pessimistic. Don't be stupid out here. These women are being dumb over dick. It is not that deep. Stop getting with these bums, period. End of story. Jennifer Williams is 50 years old. Her new man is, I think, 28, 29, or just turned 30. I don't know. But Jennifer looks and sounds a fool to be married to this man. They had their wedding a few months ago in Paris. She doesn't want to listen to anybody. So, yeah, you can never be too careful. Yes, Jennifer Lewis, too. She dated that man who swindled her out of money. He was on American Greed. The actress, Jennifer Lewis, she played Ruby on Blackish. She sat up there and got swindled by some man who claimed that he had so much money and he was a bum. He stole $500,000 from her. So please. You can be naive if you want to. Go ahead and be naive if you want to. And see where you end up. And then you're going to be calling me up crying, say, Brooke, I should have listened to you. The minute a man asks you for money, the minute a man is asking you how much you make, just know you in danger. Because I was taught by my grandmother, my father, and my mother, a man should not be worried about what is in your bank account. And if a man is asking how much money you have or what do you bring to the table, that is not your man. You need to run away. That is a fraud. That's a bum. Okay? So be clear about that. So anyhow, you are in the danger zone. But anyhow, Kyle's over, Bose is in bed, and I thought that Bose looked so pretty. I said, even though she was just out of surgery, she had, the hair was laid, she had her pretty robe on, she looked good. So Bose is like, oh, by the way, I got your flowers, and by the way, your flowers are right next to Dorit's flowers. So of course, Kyle has to throw shade, and she says, oh, well, my flowers are prettier. I said, Kyle, please, girl, you both have gorgeous flowers, like enough. So Bose brings up the drama at the Viper Room, and Kyle says, I lost it. So Bose says, yeah, I was sitting next to you like, girl, this girl is on fire. So Kyle says, I'm not that person. I'm not that girl. And for Dorit to try and make it seem like I'm being inappropriate, like that bothered me. So then she says, if I knew that it bothered her, I would not talk to PK because I would not want anybody talking to my husband. Now, again, I pointed this out. Kyle, in the last episode, when you and Dorit first got into it at the tail end, the first thing out of your mouth, you said, well, it's so silly because if this were me and Mauricio, I would not have an issue if you texted him. Did you not say that? So now all of a sudden, now it's just you and Bose one-on-one. You say that if it were the other way around, you'd also feel a way about it. So you just told on yourself. You're just clearly showing that you don't want to apologize. Because how do you go from, well, if it were me, I wouldn't care, but now actually I would care if it were my husband? You're a liar. You're a liar. That's the long and the short of it. And also, girl, we always knew that you would care because you were always 10 toes down about Mauricio. You were a very jealous wife. So when you try to act like, oh, well, I wouldn't care, it wouldn't bother me, we knew that was a lie. I would have kicked Kyle's right out my damn house because, girl, F you. So now, she has, so Bose says the challenges that you two are having are because you don't see each other in the same light. Bose gives an example and she says, for instance, I have 174 besties. I'm one of those people. And I have one bestie who thinks that she's my only bestie. And she'll send me nasty text messages, nasty notes when she sees me out with other friends. So Kyle agrees and says, yeah, I have a lot of close friends too. And then Bose says, I think Dorit believes that your close is different from her version of being close. So Kyle agrees with that. And she says, but the difference is when I'm close to somebody, I share everything. And Dorit is not that person. I'm an open book. And she told me nothing about her marital issues. Now, Kyle, you must have pissed somebody off in production because they showed the clips of last year when Dorit is spilling her guts to you about how PK is always traveling. Dorit said to you face to face at her house, I was questioning our marriage for a minute, like, are me and PK going to make it? How is that not sharing with you? Dorit shared more with you about her marital issues than you did with her. You shut Dorit out all last season. When Dorit did ask you about, hey, what's going on between you and Mo? I haven't seen you guys hanging out. We haven't done any double dates together, no trips together. You brushed her off. You didn't want to talk about it. So please tell me, how is it that she's not an open book, but yet you are when you hid everything? You still won't own up to what happened with you and Morgan. You're still lying about that. You won't even admit that Mauricio, there was some infidelity going on in the marriage. You can't even be honest with yourself, but yet you want to say that you're an open book. Stop. It's just weird. I'm like, I feel like I live in a parallel, an alternate universe, because I'm as confused as to why Kyle is sitting up here outright lying. So Bose wasn't buying it. Bose clocked it immediately. She says, well, that's funny because Dorit told me about all her issues the first minute we met. We played the clips, and sure enough, Dorit did. The first time they met, she was like, hey, girl, I'm 47, you're 47. And by the way, my husband right now, we're separated. He's an alcoholic. She put it all out on the line. So Bose says, so Bose goes on to say, if she told me that, then she wants me to believe that she didn't tell her close bestie about her marital issues. Like, stop playing. So Bose mentions that Dorit came over earlier to check on her after her surgery. And she mentioned that Kyle not showing the text messages really bothered her. So then she says that she asked me, well, wouldn't you think it was weird if a friend is sending text messages and won't show you? So now we have Kyle being smug, and she says, well, maybe if you're a manipulative person, then you think that somebody else is being manipulative. So Kyle grabs her phone, and to make a point that did not land, in my opinion, Kyle shows the picture, the screenshot of what happened in season 12. Remember when Dorit got robbed and they came over to Kyle and Mauricio's house and they were all crying together, and Dorit, PK, and Mauricio shared that group hug together, and Dorit, like, she kissed Mauricio's like arm. Kyle has a screenshot of that up. And she says, oh, and it was a whole rumor. People were saying that Dorit had feelings for Mauricio, and, she, was dispelling rumors and all that. And I never brought that up. So she wants to get on me about a text message when she was way too close to my husband. Kyle, that happened several seasons ago. That was in 2022. We are now in 2025. The reach for you to sit up there and bring up that moment. And on top of that, we're now talking about rumors from viewers and bloggers. Why are we bringing that up? If you felt some sort of way about that, why didn't you bring it up then? And and I remember Andy brought it up to you both at the reunion. And you and Dorit both laughed it off. You said, oh, they're always saying stuff like the newest story is that we all swap each other and, that Dorit and Mauricio have a secret relationship. They've been saying that for years. It's not true. So you yourself know that rumor is not true about Dorit and Mauricio. You guys dismissed that at the season 12 reunion. But now, to prove some stupid point that makes no sense, now you want to bring that up like that's some big gotcha moment? Are you okay? Is everything all right? Like, what are we doing here? I couldn't believe her. I said, Kyle, you should feel ashamed of yourself to reach like this. This is embarrassing. That was really embarrassing. Hey, Matt Rogers, thank you for the super chat. Kyle is so staged. The truth is she only has the cameras in her home this year for her own comfort. Exactly. But she needs to move on. She's going to pop off this hard when asked to show her life. R.I.P. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that Kyle is someone where if she can't control the narrative, then she's just lost. And now she wants to whine and pout and act like she's a victim. I think that it's ridiculous that she is playing in our faces like this, playing with our time. She clearly does not want to be on the show. She does not want to show her real life. So what's the point of being on the show? It's like, this is a waste of a paycheck. Kyle is one of the highest paid cast members on her franchise. They said that she makes like, what, $1 million, $2 million? She's getting paid and giving us nothing, and it's not fair. It's time for her to go. I agree. She needs to move on. It's been fun. You've given us 14 seasons. It's time for you to go. Hey, Callie, thank you for the super chat. Fox Force 4 is no more. Erika plays the middle. Kyle needs allies. Where's Kathy? Bose is that girl, not scared to step to Kyle. I agree. I am loving Bose. I love that Bose is diplomatic, but she's no pushover. She's going to tell you how she feels and let you know when you're out of line, and she's not kissing anybody's ass, and I'm here for it. The minute Kyle has to be real on a reality TV show, she wants to quit. Yeah, it's just, this needs to be her last season. Yeah, but Kyle, this is not right what you're doing. Bose clocked it. She said, you know how they say a hit dog will holler? Well, Kyle is hollering. I said, whack her again, Bose. Whack her for all of us. Whack her again. Okay, so now we get to the next scene. We see Kyle, Garcelle, and Sutton. They're at Erika's house to surprise her. So they get to her house and she's like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? And they're like, girl, put your jacket on. We're going out. It's a surprise. So they put a blindfold on her. And now we get there and they are at Chuck E. Cheese. Because remember how Erika was complaining about not having a pizza party when she was going through all her problems with Tom and the whole legal issues? She felt like she deserves one too. So they're making it up to her. So they're at Chuck E. Cheese. They're having some fun, playing some games. And now they sit down to have that pizza. Now, I'm not going to hold you. That Chuck E. Cheese pizza is good. I was here for it. So, hey, DGF627, thank you for the super chat. It was diabolical for Kyle to try to poison Bose against Dorit when Dorit needs support. Oh, I agreed. Kyle is, Geppetto, a textbook mean girl. She is. She is a mean girl. She's a mean girl who has arrested development. She's emotionally stunted. And it all stems back to her childhood. It all goes back to their mother, Big Kathy. That's really all it is. They all have, her, Kathy, and Kim still have childhood trauma on what happened to them. And that's why they have all these issues today. That's why they don't really operate like sisters. They operate like competitors because their mom would make them compete with each other. The mom would play all those stupid mind games, allegedly, where she would favor the one who was with the richest man or the one who had the most acting jobs, allegedly. But yeah, it all stems back from that mother. So now they're sitting down having some pizza, and Sutton says, Erika, what you've done to pull yourself up is remarkable. I'm proud of you. And Erika says, things are a lot calmer. I'm grateful. And then she brings up how Tom is getting ready to go to trial this time. So she says, well, she's excited to move on. The fact that he's going to trial, it sucks. But anyhow, Erika reveals that she never wants to get married again. She never wants to be legally tied to another person like that. And after what she's been through, I can see that. So now we get to Garcelle. Oh, we get to Garcelle saying that's valid. And then Sutton brings up that she's not really looking for love right now. Her business brings her joy. And Garcelle says, I get that. It's great for your kids to see you being successful, independent, doing it for yourself. And then Garcelle turns to Kyle. So she says, and by the way, for your girls, Kyle, it's good that they see you protect, it's good that they're seeing you and that they're learning how to protect themselves. So now Garcelle brings up how Mauricio and Kyle do still communicate with each other for a separated couple. They text each other all the time, call each other all the time. And Garcelle says, honestly, I feel like they don't know what they want, more so Kyle. And if you guys notice, during the holiday time, they were both in Aspen together. So I don't know if Kyle and Mauricio plan on getting back together this year. Who knows? But they seemed booed up in Aspen. So I said, okay, well, maybe they're trying to get back together. Who knows? So Kyle says, well, I don't know. I feel like Mauricio really likes the condo life. And Garcelle says, yeah, I can see that. And now Garcelle says, Kyle, I'm going to be 100% blunt with you. Do whatever the F you want. Be whoever you want to be. If you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. Garcelle, Miss Mamas, I know that I have been a bit hard on you this season, but girl, when you're right, you're right. And I can always give you your due, because the way I bursted out laughing when you said that, everybody was shocked. You have Erika laughing. Sutton's like, oh my gosh, did she just say that? Kyle looks stunned. So now you have Erika saying that Garcelle always asks the questions that we always want to know, but we just don't ask. And Garcelle's like, look, I'm being serious. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but, we're at that age now. It's time to live your life how you see fit. Like, if you want to mess with women, like, then do that. And I'm just like, Garcelle, you're talking to a woman who cannot be honest with herself. So she's not going to be honest about her sexuality. She's been dancing around her feelings about women. So I already knew that Kyle was going to brush it off. Now, let's talk about the after show, because I didn't like Kyle's snide remarks in the after show saying, oh, that was a real asshole thing for Garcelle to say. And she said that on purpose. And, I didn't appreciate that. I'm like, girl, you don't appreciate that because you know that it's the truth. Garcelle hit you with that. Be who you are for your pride, honey. If you've seen that video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I agree wholeheartedly with Garcelle. I want Kyle to come out and just, live, girl. If you want to be with a woman, nobody's judging you. Nobody cares. We want you to be happy in your skin. It's clear that Kyle was brought up hearing that, I guess, certain, doing certain things or experimenting, that was not acceptable, because there is like a fear there that she's going to disappoint somebody if she comes out. Because for her to play these games, and we can all see the writing on the wall, Kyle, You can lie to us all you want to. But honey, we saw that motion that you and Morgan were giving each other. Every time Morgan came around you, you were giddy. Your whole face lit up, honey. You had a crush. And it is all right, girl. It is all right. That girl made you feel something. She made you feel a lot of things, honey. Okay, that music video was very much brazzers. Y'all were dry scissoring in the video. Like, you enjoyed that. You liked it. And it's all right. You kissed a girl and you liked it. Oh my gosh. But Garcelle was trying to lift you up, and the fact that you got mad at Garcelle instead, I just said, okay, Kyle, you obviously don't want to be helped, because I don't know why you took that the wrong way. Garcelle was not being funny. She really meant that. She was really like, girl, it is okay. Live your life. Come out the closet. We all support you. And you want to sit up there and call her an asshole and all this stuff. I'm like, a mess. So anyhow, oh, hey, Matt Rogers, thank you for the super chat. Garcelle said, baby, you were born this way. She did say that. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Listen, all the housewives have been giving us Brazzers Pornhub, so that's why I keep mentioning them. But no, I feel very sorry for Kyle, because Kyle's dealing with a lot. She's dealing with a lot. So anyhow, they get off of that and they bring up the text messages between PK and Kyle. So Erika says, I met up with Dorit the other day. We talked about, the whole situation. You guys got heated. And she wanted to know if he's texting you. So Kyle says, the fact that she's trying to act like anything inappropriate is happening is gross. And for me to pull out my phone, I'm an adult, and that's an effing joke. Now, in my opinion, I was thinking, Kyle, in a case like this, for me, I would show my text messages to my friend so that there was no doubt in anybody's mind that nothing inappropriate was happening. Just my 2 cents. Let me know if that's extreme to you. If you're married, please drop in the chat. But for me personally, I would not want my friend to feel like I was trying to do something with their husband. So I would be like, here's the text messages. Look all up and down the thread. That's just my opinion. Am I off base? Is that extreme? But I feel like Kyle being so hesitant to show her phone, that's a red flag. And it shows that there have been more texts than just memes. I would share the text and think it's sus that she doesn't want to share. Yes, I think that it is sus that she doesn't want to share. Married here, Kyle is wrong. Agreed. She showed everybody but Dorit. Yes, exactly. I agree, Brooke. I'm married and have friends that are married. We are all 100 all the time. Yeah, I would show my I would not show my text just because that means you think I'm a certain type of person. But obviously, Kyle has something to hide. I mean, listen. I get that you'd feel offended if somebody asked you to show them, but I kind of feel like just for my sanity, I wouldn't want somebody to think that. I wouldn't want there to be any room for error. So I would just show the text messages, in my opinion. I don't know. So hey, Michaela Pere, thank you for the super chat. Kyle's acting dense about texting PK when that man has not been communicating with his wife and kids, but he has the time to text her. Yes, like just off of that alone, the fact that this man has not communicated with his own wife that he is still legally married to, but he finds the time to text Kyle, that's out of order. And I'm just surprised that Kyle feels okay about that. But I want to also point out, Kyle said that she did not reach out to Dorit when Dorit announced that her and PK were separating. The fact that you reached out to PK first, that's a red flag. Because I'm sorry, if you and Dorit weren't talking, but you still consider her to be a friend, you should still reach out. Just my humble opinion. I think that Kyle is just wrong on every single level. So Kyle says, I'm going to show you guys this one time. This is ridiculous. I'm going to tell you right here when the announcement was made. I said to him, I know you have a lot of friends, and I am also one too, and I'm here if you need me, and I've never repeated anything you shared with me, and I never would. Sutton and Garcelle clocked the BS immediately. Because Sutton says, wait, this is not just about memes and jokes. This is serious talk. Garcelle says, so they have shared things that nobody knows about. And her saying that it's only been memes and jokes is not true. My exact thoughts, that text, that last line was damning. For Kyle to say, I'm here if you need me, and I've never repeated anything you've ever shared with me, and I never would, automatic flag on the play. I'm sorry, Kyle. There's no explaining that. You tried to, talk about it on the after show. I'm sorry, Kyle, you are out of line. And that shows me that you and PK are probably talking about Dorit. You guys are both probably bitching about how much you can't stand Dorit, because we know how PK's acting towards her. We know that you're on the outs with her. So that shows me, if I saw that, if I were Dorit, I would call y'all both up and whack the both of y'all. Because what does that mean? I've never shared anything that you've ever shared with me in confidence. Wait, what? You sat up there and told me, you looked me in my eye and told me that the only thing that you text my husband are memes. But now I'm seeing these messages about, oh, well, I'm here for you and don't worry about it. What stays between us is between us. Kyle, you're going to have a lot of explaining to do at this reunion. I'm sorry, Kyle, that was, you made yourself look bad. And in all seriousness, if I were you, Kyle, I wouldn't even have shown the text message. And if Dorit slapped the taste out of Kyle's mouth, she wouldn't be wrong. That's a whole paragraph, not a meme or a joke. Exactly. Kyle is getting off on PK texting her and not texting his own wife because she's an a-hole. Yeah, she's enjoying this. I would show them the text, but while Kyle is mind screwing Dorit, she knows what she's doing. Oh, she does. Hey, Michaela Perret, thank you for the super chat. After that, I would go sleep with Mo too. Same here. I would too. And Mauricio is so handsome. So yeah, you want to play these stupid games? I got you, girl. Bet. I'd be all up in Mo's DMs. Exactly. Oh my gosh, I am screaming. I would do a throuple with Mo and Morgan. So you would take her girl and her man. Y'all are too funny. Did y'all catch it was a screenshot and not the actual text thread? Yes, I did catch that. And that shows me that there has been a lot that's been said. And that's why she did not show the text thread, because we would have seen more than that. We would have seen conversations going on about them bitching about Dorit. I clocked that. Hey, the Dime 10 Diva. Thank you for the super chat. I don't think she's trying to get with PK, but she is trying to get information to use against Dorit. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I don't think that Kyle's attracted to PK at all. I think that this is all to get information on Dorit, to hurt her. Yeah, oh, absolutely. 1,000%. 1,001%. Now be clear. Listen, You know how men are. Kyle is a pretty woman. If Kyle did want to take it there, though, I'm pretty sure that PK, he'd jump right on it. So Kyle is treading on dangerous waters, okay? Hey Adam Boggs McDonald, thank you for the super chat. Kyle needs to go up the coochie hill with Jacqueline and Ashley because she is a whole mess this season. Lying, cheating, stealing, being a fool, and a whole hypocrite. Exactly. I cannot get out of my mind what you said in my Potomac recap. Y'all, Adam's comment on the Potomac Live was so crazy. Thank you, Adam. Oh my gosh. PK is doing this to make Dorit mad. Oh, exactly. Hey, yes, they're both working together to talk about Dorit. PK is probably sharing pillow talk tea to Kyle from when he was with Dorit, and Kyle is feeding him info for the divorce. That's what I get. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Child. The way y'all cut up in the Potomac recap, that episode was a mess. Oh my goodness gracious. So anyhow, we now have Kyle saying that she's not going to take Dorit being a bitch to her and paint her out to be somebody that she's not. Then she says, the fact that she does makes me not want to repair anything with her. Kyle, I'm sorry, but you are wrong. There's no other way to say this. You sound crazier than a soup sandwich to act like you're in the right here. If anybody should have any trepidation being around you, that's Dorit. But for you to act like you're a victim, no ma'am. So now we get to the last scene of the episode, and we see Garcelle over at Bose's house. And I've been waiting for a Bose and Garcelle one-on-one, so I love this. So anyhow, Garcelle's over at Bose's house to check on her. She brought some Jamaican food. Honey, that Jamaican food had my mouth watering. Oh my gosh, I was just like, I need some right now. But the food looked amazing. Now, Garcelle, before I forget, when Bose's assistant, Nico, was like, oh, can you please take your shoes off? And you were like, oh, I don't like to do that because my shoes are part of the outfit. You're in somebody else's home, and it doesn't matter what you like or don't like. If that's Bose's rule for the home that she pays the mortgage on, then do what she said. Also, that's not uncommon. My mom's new place is stunning. And when she has people over, she makes them take off their shoes. She has a basket with brand new slippers. You get your own pair of slippers and you put them on and you don't complain. And it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand what the big deal is that Bose makes people take off their shoes. It's her home. That's where she lays her head. Follow the rules or you can leave. And nobody wants that dirt in, from the shoes. You know what I'm like? People like to preserve their floors. So I don't know why everybody's making a big deal about it. Yeah, Kyle took hers immediately when asked. Yep, I grew up with a shoe basket at the door. So anyhow, they're sitting down, they're eating the food. I mean, again, that Jamaican food was just chef's kiss. So Bose is saying that, Garcelle's asking Bose how she's feeling. And Bose says that she suffered from fibroids, that she had 10. I was like, girl, you had 10 fibroids? Like, oh my gosh. I was like, damn. I was like, women, we really go through a lot, don't we? I'm like, my God. But thank God that they're out. But Bose says that she's happy to sit with Garcelle and talk. And Garcelle says, yeah, girl, because Dorit is an embryo up your coochie. I'm not even going to say it. You guys can guess what I'm thinking. I said, okay. I'm gonna just leave it alone because I don't feel like battling with with the super Garcelle stands who you can't say one thing about. But okay, I just don't understand why everybody's so focused on Dorit and Bose. Why can't we just form our own friendships with Bose? Why do we need to always mention Dorit? But okay. So Bose even says, I find this to be so strange. I find this to be very juvenile, because I happen to like Dorit and they don't. That should not stop me from being friends with her. And I agree. So Garcelle says, you know what it is with Dorit? It's like we take 2 steps forward and then go 3 steps back. And I never feel like we're moving forward. And that's fair. So then she goes on to say that Dorit talks a lot. And yeah, Dorit does talk a lot, but a lot of the women on this cast also talk a lot too. Sutton talks a lot. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, do I agree that Dorit is long-winded? Yes. But I mean, there are a few other people who are long-winded too. It's not just Dorit, but all right. So then she says that I appreciate the details, in a story, but not all the time. Now, Garcelle, I think that that's interesting because for somebody who doesn't like all the details, you sure do want to find out all the details in somebody's story, especially when you were asking Dorit, well, girl, how are you feeling? And what's the deal with you on PK? So I'm like, which one is it? Do you want to hear the details or you don't? So now, Bose says, listen, when I met Dorit, she was going through this horrible situation in her marriage, problems with her bestie, Kyle, and, just a lot going on. So Garcelle does point out that, yes, Dorit and Kyle were thick as thieves, and now there's been a big shift. And then she brings up that at the other night, she thought that things were going to get physical between them. She had never seen them like that. So now Garcelle brings up that last night they took Erika to Chuck E. Cheese for some pizza, and Kyle read the text that she sent to PK. So Garcelle says, I'm paraphrasing, but the text said something like, I won't say anything, I never have. So Bose was like, girl, oh, hell no. Like, what? I can't compute this. 2 + 2 is not equaling 4 right now. This makes no sense. Kyle, this is why I said you had no business trying to make a point, because this backfired in your face and we now see that you are wrong. Everybody is looking at you crazy because that text message proved that there has been some talk going on besides funny jokes and memes. You guys are talking about Miss Dorit Kemsley. So now, so Bose says, so Kyle does not know the definition of friendship and the saying ain't nothing going on, because she is actively talking to PK in a way that's not superficial, and that's not what she told me. So we end the episode there, and now we do see the clip for the next episode, and it looks like it is the start of the Kyle takedown, because we're going to see them doing a spa day at Bose's house, and they call Kyle out about the text message, and Kyle storms out crying, and that's where it looks like things end. But Miss Kyle, you told on yourself, Miss Mamas, and you don't have a leg to stand on. All you had to say was, I'm sorry. I will not text him again. If you want to see my phone, here are the text messages. But you did all this to catch yourself up in a lie. You said that it was strictly memes and jokes, and that's not what that text proved. That text proved that there has been some other talk going on. And Kyle, we don't need to keep beating a dead horse. If this were the other way around, you would want Dorit's head. If this were anybody else, if anybody else did this with Mo, you would be livid. I just don't understand this logic, this mindset that you have where you can do what you want, other people can't. It's weird. Hey, Leonardo Decapitated, thank you for the super chat. Bravo now filming in Chuck E. Cheese. We got to be aware. We got to be aware now before Gina hosts the RHOC season 19 finale in one. One thing about it, we're going to always whack Gina, okay? Hey, Michaela Pere, thank you for the super chat. The Richards family has a strong Delulu gene. They do. There's a lot of delusions and trauma. Oh, you said you were low-key shocked. We've been reduced to Chuck E. Cheese now. Hey, I can't stand Dorit, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. If the tables were turned, Kyle would be having a fit. And we all know that. Whether you're a day one Beverly Hills watcher, recent Beverly Hills watcher, you cannot deny that if the tables were turned, Kyle would be pissed. And for her to sit here and act like Dorit is in the wrong for questioning her and being upset, we're not going to play these games, ma'am. And all my married subscribers said that Kyle is dead ass wrong. There's no other way around this. But Kyle, you told on yourself, and I hope that you're ready next week and the rest of this season. And did you guys see the article? Kyle, after this whole thing happened, Kyle requested a week off to not film. So it looks like, I guess for episode 9 and 10, we're not going to see Kyle in any of the scenes because she requested to not film because the gang up from the group, she says, is so volatile and she was in bed. She was really upset. So I said, oh, okay, girl, the writings are on the wall that this is your last season because now we're at the point where we're requesting a week off of work because we're so devastated. Let's talk about housewives who've been assaulted and they still showed up for work. When Mia went upside Wendy's head for no reason, season 7 of Potomac, Wendy did not request off. Wendy was filming in the next scene. The next episode, Wendy was right there. But what, you're just so fragile and just so devastated that you can't take somebody getting mad at you and calling you out on your BS. So now you have to request a week off of work. What? Y'all didn't let Denise Richards do that. Y'all ganged up on that woman, said that woman was bisexual, whatever, trying to ruin her marriage. You were insisting that she was having some affair with Brandy, lied on that lady, ran her off the show, and she still showed up to the reunion, showed up for work. She didn't request off. Who do you think you are where you're going to request off of work because you're just so devastated you couldn't take it? The way you lied on Lisa Vanderpump, you ran her off the show. Ran her off. Called her everything but a child of God. She told you that her brother died, and all you had to say is, oh, well, everybody dies, and, we all have problems. Effie, we all got pain. That's what you told that woman. But now when it hits the fan, and now you're on the hot seat, now you want to request off of work, Bravo should dock you. I hope they docked your pay for that. I don't want to hear that about you requested off of work for a week. And, it really pains me to see that Bravo really has their favorites, because I can assure you that if anybody else requested a week off of work because they were ganged up on in one scene, they would have their pay docked or they would be off the show. Who is Kyle where she gets to decide that, oh, I don't want to work for a whole week because I'm sad that they ganged up on me. All the folks that you've done so wrong throughout the years, I'm so done. She won't get paid for the episode. She's gone. I really hope not. I really hope that that's the case. I really hope that that's the case. Yeah, Kyle needs to go. We need a break from that. I do too. It's just so annoying. I don't know where Kyle gets off thinking that she's exempt. These housewives love to talk crap, then act like a coward later. Especially the black housewives, they would fire them. Exactly. Honestly, I'm good with the week off from her. Yeah. Kyle is the least important Richard's sister, except on this show. Being an OG has gotten to her head. Oh, yeah, exactly. She's not even a good OG to be doing all of this. Yup, I'm like, that's ludicrous. She got a week off while the other ladies have to work and pick up her slack. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not right. It's not right. I just think that Kyle has done a lot to a lot of people. She has backstabbed a lot of the women on this show, present and former castmates. She's ganged up on people. She's insinuated things. She's implied things about people's marriages and sexualities. And now when it's her turn, now she gets to run off and take a break. Yeah. But guys, I had a lot to say, as we can see. I had a lot to say. This episode by far was the best episode of the season. And I think that next week is going to also give us a lot as well, because I'm looking forward to seeing Kyle run off, because it's her turn to see what it feels like when she's done it to other people. But yeah, I'm here for Beverly Hills. I think that Beverly Hills might be turning things around, because the first 5 episodes were a bit boring, a bit stale, but I think that we're back on track. But I'm here for it. But yes, guys, I'm going to stop it right here. I want to thank you all. Thank you guys. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you all for the great work. Thank you, making sure the chat is smooth. Thank you all for just your energy and just everything. Y'all are the best. But guys, I'm going to stop it right here. I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you all later. I will see you all for SLC. SLC will most likely be pre-recorded though. Okay. But, oh wait, one more thing. Did you see the trailer for SLC for the reunion? 8 down. 8 the F down. SLC. Did y'all see that? Mary has Andy crying. I said, wait. Andy's asking Seth about a side chick in Ohio. Meredith is storming off. I think she's yelling at Andy. I said, wait, what? Todd is at the reunion. You have Todd and John getting into it. I said, wait. Then we see Lisa. Lisa is calling out Bronwyn. She says, oh, by the way, I'm friends with that jeweler, and they told me that Todd never bought that necklace for you. I said, what? You have Bronwyn sitting up there looking dumb. I said, let me find out that Bronwyn and Todd are both phonies. Let me find out. I said, wait, y'all. And that's not even 1/10 of what we're about to see. I can't wait, y'all. Go on Bravo's Instagram page right now, or their YouTube page, and look at the trailer. The trailer for the SLC reunion, 8 down. And it's 3 parts. I said, SLC's been so good, they could make it 4 parts and I wouldn't even care. I am going to be seated for this reunion. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? That trailer had me gagged. I said, oh, y'all did that. I said, oh, y'all did that. Oh my gosh. But yes, guys, I'm going to see y'all later. But I love y'all. I hope you guys had a great time. And I will see you all for Salt Lake City. Bye, guys.